Okay, Herc, we're calling it shots fired. Is it?
Yeah, it's shots fired because even though he didn't go into detail about what they talked about, what he wasn't happy about, he disclosed that they had a conversation and that what he heard, he didn't like. So that leads us all to believe he's on the outside looking in. So if you're in a
We
conversation...
knew that already, right?
Yes,
By the call-ups?
we knew that, but a player can't know that. So the player knows that. He knows where he lies with Gregg Berhalter. But it's also shoot your shot because Luca De La Torre did the exact same thing. The very exact same thing. And next thing you know, he's being called up by Gregg Berhalter, and he solidified him, or himself, I should say, in that roster. So this is a way for Djordje to kind of say, hey, this is my piece. I'm speaking it. I'm making it public. You think I'm not part of this setup. You think I shouldn't be here. I think I should be here. He's shooting his shot, and I respect it.
Yeah, I think kind of what you're getting at is the squeaky wheel tends to get the oil, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you say, hey, remember me, they won't forget about you. I'm interested in your point about him like breaking the code, right? That this is something that happens all the time. Obviously, national team managers talk to their players, but you really shouldn't say what those conversations are in public. It is smart. It does keep him relevant. The bottom line, though, is does he actually deserve the call-up, Herc? Like, who would you pull out? Who would you take out? Does Mihailovic actually have a case to be in the national team right now based on who's in the team and his level of play?
You saw the last window, those two games where the midfield was non-existent. The second game, it got better because of Tyler Adams. But when you looked at players who needed possession, looked at players who needed to drive the ball, because Yunus Musa wasn't there from point A to point B, point C, there was no creativity. There was no player that felt comfortable with the ball at his foot. Here you have a player who feels very comfortable playing centrally with the ball at his foot. And in the final third is productive. So yes, he should be in the mix. Yes, he can play over players. And the way things are going with players dropping like flies, this is a guy that getting his name out there, at least in Gregg Berhalter's little orbit, something can happen.
Actually, I'm with you now. Remember my big complaint after the game against Japan was how like technically inferior the U.S. players look. This guy has all the technical skill in the world.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.